Just again what that tree indicates, that nature, which connects all of us. We all have a nature. But what's natural to me, in my way of thinking, in my philosophy, and what I realize for myself, is definitely not natural to you. You have a different nature. Your philosophy is different. Your way of thinking, your habits are different. Your behavior, what you like and what you don't like, and your personality and your mentality and your characteristics are all very, very different. And every person there is different. But what I've come to learn is that it is very important to understand that difference. And it's just so many times in life we push it away. We push other people away, or we cut them out of our life because their nature, their philosophy is different from ours, or seems to be opposing ours. And so instead of embracing that, which then we can really learn, we can become more natural once we connect with the nature of others. However, or especially how different it is, instead of embracing that and learning from it and connecting to it, we stay within our own nature and we look for people who can accommodate us in our way of being. And so that's where the paradigm which we live in has come about. Is I look for people who are like me. I see the world not really as it is. I don't see other people as they are, but I see as I want them or need them to be. My perception is my reality. And so it is no surprise that we are disconnected from one another and we look for change outside of us. But I think it's all part of the old paradigm. It's all part of the old consciousness. It is the reason for why people are disconnected from one another. It's the reason for why arguments come about in relationships. Which, if you really think about that, they're completely unnecessary. Arguments are completely unnecessary. Arguments only come about if the other person says something and does something, and instead of learning from it, instead of understanding this is part of their nature and I want to get to know them better, I use this as an opportunity to get to know them better. Usually we push it away because it doesn't agree with us. It doesn't rub us the right way. We don't like it. We're so focused on that in this world that we miss out on the opportunity to just learn. And the main point here of Realize to Actualize is life is learning. And again, learning what? Very simply put, we need to learn each other. Learn each other's ways. Learn each other's nature. Connect with the nature of others. It is not if you agree with it or if you like it. It does not matter at all. Just embrace it and love it and connect to it. And once you connect with it more and once you really learn about the nature of others, you can connect to your own nature. You can connect to the nature, because that's the thing, there's only one nature. I mean, nature connects everything. Nature is God. Nature is life. Nature is love. That's how everything that's where everything unfolds and grows and evolves out of our nature. Which is sadly, that is also something I've noticed during my own path, that as we go through the motions of life, we go through our education and we go through the different stages of life, and then we end up in a job or in a career or in a way of thinking, our paradigms form, our philosophy forms, our realizations form. That's when we stop changing, and that's when we look for change outside of us. We're looking for people who are like us, and we're looking for a situation, we're looking for career, we're looking for happiness, we're looking for love. But we stop growing and learning about how to be more loving. People just go from relationship to relationship as if it's a product. Love is a product. We love somebody as long as they give us what we want from them. And as soon as something happens that rubs us the wrong way, we cut out that relationship, we cut out that person from our life, and we look for somebody else. And I always question that. I wonder, what happened to love? What is really love? If people just go from person to person based upon, oh, I love you as long as you give me what I want, and then if something rubs me the wrong way, I cut you out of my life and I go to the next relationship. It is so much easier to look for people who are the way we want them to. That we all look for what we look for. We want what we want. If people give you what you want, you're happy, you feel good, you have friends, you have a good relationship. But as soon as the other person says or does something that rubs you the wrong way, usually we argue, negative feelings come about in that relationship, and we turn our back and we get hurt. And the other person then gets hurt. That's when relationships break apart. And that's when we go to a new relationship looking for really what we want. And so to me this is very dishonest. It is very superficial. It's very artificial. It is very unnatural. And that's really something that I believe what 2012 is all about, that the new consciousness is all about. That's really where the transformation of this world begins. Where we see those patterns within ourselves and we really make the effort to break those patterns in order to be more natural, to be more loving, to embrace other people, especially when something might rub us the wrong way or something sets us off, something we don't like, something that frustrates us in another person. Instead of pushing that away, looking at that as an opportunity for us to learn. To really connect with that nature in another person. And you cannot just say, oh, I connect with that person as long as they do what I want them to, but then if something happens, I cut them out and I go to the next relationship. This is completely unnatural. This is not how we can bring about better relationships. And this is exactly where it begins to change. That's why I think all these demonstrations and all these revolutions around the world, from the 99% movement and now all around the world, people going to the streets to demonstrate against the injustice of our governments and the corruption of the banks, and the influence of the banking industry and the stronghold of the people and trying to overthrow those who oppress us. I really believe that we cannot win the war on this level. Actually, there is no war. All there is a waking up to realize that we are this. And we need to be that. That's the major paradigm shift here. And I think it also is a kind of shift that can allow us to recreate, co-create the world from within. We can allow for a new system to rise from within from within. That's where our system needs to rise. From within, as a result of human collaboration and synergy. We cannot do that if we blame other people and we're trying to change outside of us that which we do not like. Be it in relationships, or be it about our government, our leaders, our politicians, who basically just do what they're programmed to do, what is their job. And we have co-created them to be where they are. I think we need a more progressive way, a new way of relating, of conducting ourselves in this world, of beginning on a very grassroots level to bring about positive change in this world. And this is not about by fighting that which you don't want, fighting your oppressors, fighting people who hurt you, holding grudges, holding bad feelings and resentment. And actually it begins from within yourself, resenting yourself, having guilty feelings about you doing what you should have done, would have done, could have done years ago. I'm very aware of that for myself because I also feel that. There's a lot of stuff within myself that holds me back because there's a great amount of guilt I have. There's a tendency of then self-destructive feelings are there where I want to hurt myself, where I don't allow myself to embrace all and be all love and be all joy and celebrate life. I want to give birth to that more. I want to be that. And it begins there with an intention, and Very glad I had that opportunity today to share that with you. And maybe it inspires you also a little bit to look at that for yourself, about your own patterns, your inner world, looking at your nature and how it has attracted and created everything because of that. Because the world around you is a reflection of that which is in your nature, your inner nature. That's what you have in this world. What's in your world. And so instead of trying to begin by trying to change the world outside of us for whatever reason, because we don't like it or want it, or even there is a great amount of injustice and oppression in the world outside of you, but instead of looking outside of that and just wanting to change that which you don't want or which you don't like, look within. And they're somewhat like what Michael Jackson said, you know, take a look at yourself if you want to make a change. The man in the mirror. And for a very, very, very long time, I've been waiting and hoping for things to change for me, for things to be better. To have people in my life who understand me more, to give me love, to give me what I want. But this is part of the illusion. And I want to really break through that illusion in order to reclaim my nature, my true nature, my authentic nature, which connects me to all.